wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your trouble. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will always think of you and me. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day. It is waiting for us. There's a new day waiting round the bend. There's a new day, and it will restore us. There'll be new ways. This is not the end.
I just miss you more than anything. It's way too quiet in the house. I'm just wasted on the couch, 'cause I don't wanna feel anything. Wish you'd stay here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stay here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon. I know the hour's getting late. I shouldn't sit here and contemplate. I just can't stop thinking about us. I won't forget a single thing, from drunken nights to Sunday mornings, and how you smiled at me. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon. Here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said